Hi, this is Mike Sareini for this edition of Meet Your Council, and today we are at our Dearborn Vaccine Center with Chief Murray here from the Fire Department. Chief, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Well, as this time is coming with the vaccine heading our way, a lot of people have a lot of questions in the city of Dearborn. What are we doing for our residents? And I think this is a tremendous facility that we are turned around into a vaccine center. Why don't you give us some idea of what it took to get to this point and where we're going forward on it?
Absolutely. So yes, obviously a lot of people are excited about getting this vaccine after over a year of having the extra precautions for the COVID-19 virus. So the fire department was pretty proactive early on. As you know, we've been testing for a number of months for first responders.
Yes.
And then we were also proactive about preparing for when the vaccine came. So early on in the process, when the vaccines were getting close to approval, we made a decision to go out and purchase the freezers to be able to store both of the vaccines with the possibility of having our own site. Excellent. So we did make those purchases, and then we spoke with the state of Michigan, and there's a whole process that you have to go through in order to be approved to give vaccinations.
Of course.
Now, all our paramedics are licensed and certified to give injections. We give medications on the ambulance all the time. Mm-hmm. But specifically for the vaccine, because there's unique storage and handling, it has to go through the state for approval from their vaccination people. So we put an application in, and every member of our department received additional training. And the application was ultimately approved by the state a few weeks ago.
Excellent, it's great news.
It is. So we are officially approved by the state to administer the vaccinations. And now we're just waiting on the vaccination.
Well, for us, I think the biggest thing is we're ready and able to perform at the time when we do have the vaccine. You know, the timeline of getting that obviously is somewhat out of our control, but I'm sure we're right up there. I think the biggest question for our residents is, and that I get from people is, how do I get it? Who's eligible? Who's paying for it?
Sure.
So why don't we run some of those, Chief? I mean, how is it? Is it age first? Is it condition? What's the way that the resident can find out how to get this vaccine?
Yes, there's a plan that's put out by the state of Michigan about the schedule of who is able to receive the vaccine. So currently, the county is working on Group 1A, which is healthcare providers,
yes,
first responders. Also eligible right now are seniors over 65.
Right.
Or 65 and older. Those seniors are being handled by the healthcare system. So if you're a senior over 65 years old, you want to make an appointment with one of the healthcare providers, Beaumont, Henry Ford. You don't have to be a patient of any particular system. You can go to any system, whatever's most convenient, or wherever you can actually get in, because
that's excellent.
They are overloaded as well with the number of people that want this vaccine. The third provider, outside of the county health departments, the hospitals, the third providers are the large pharmacies. So you're talking Walgreens, CVS, Myers.
That's great.
They're also vaccinating people that work at assisted care facilities, workers, and seniors as well. So they can reach out to any of those resources in the meantime before the City of Dearborn site is up.
Right. And then, Chief, there's no deductible or cost for the resident. Is that correct?
No, there'll be no cost to the individual. There is an administrative cost that can be billed to insurance providers, but but the customer will have no out-of-pocket costs.
Yeah, that's excellent. Chief, a lot of residents are aware that this is a two-dose type of scenario where they get one, then they get the other. Now, a lot of news media coverage is indicating, shortages. If I'm a resident that qualifies in the tier that we open, a 65 or older or qualify for that time, when I come in and I get the first shot, am I guaranteed to get the second one?
The state has decided that once you give the first dose, that the second dose will be held for that person to make sure that everyone's getting their second dose. So
excellent.
That particular issue has been resolved. So any citizen that makes an appointment with us will automatically be set up for their second dose.
Okay, and so the doses too, there's a lot of concern about side effects. Can you speak to some side effects that we know of now that are happening, and how do you feel about those?
There are a few side effects. It's pretty standard with most vaccines, almost like the flu vaccine.
Yeah.
I've myself had the Pfizer vaccine, both rounds, and for myself, I've had a day with a sore arm, obviously from the injection site, and the next day, just kind of a tired feeling or malaise, and Some people have reported low-grade fevers, but the majority of, at least the fire department employees that have received it, which is over 100 employees,
Excellent.
the majority of them have just complained of just mild tiredness, sore arm, nothing, no major adverse reactions. And the information I've received from the county and the health system is that there's very low numbers of people having any type of allergies or any problems with the vaccine.
Excellent. Chief, I also wanted to call you and congratulate you, but I want our residents to know that you were selected by our governor for a commission called Protect Michigan that is, from what I read, is out there to be out in the front and explain to people what are the benefits of the vaccine. And so congratulations on that appointment. It's great for the city of Dearborn, great for you. I know that they're lucky to have you. So why don't you speak to us a little bit about that commission and what's going to happen with that role?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Protect Michigan Commission is a commission appointed by the governor. It's made up of 100 individuals throughout the state of Michigan that our primary purpose and goal is to advocate and help educate about the vaccine. We're also there to help remove any obstacles to Michigan residents receiving the vaccine. So I was appointed to that last week. I've been assigned a work group for local government. Excellent. And I look forward to working with the rest of the commission to help get this vaccine out to the public and answer any questions.
Well, Chief, thank you very much for joining me this morning. And I wanted to let our residents know that the council, the administration, all your public service people are doing everything we can to make sure that this unprecedented time that we're living in, that we do everything we can. So as you see, setting up this center and the great work of the chief, along with the police department, I know the chief of police was involved and the mayor, have been doing everything we can to make sure that we get this vaccine when it is ready and that we're ready for it to give to our residents. So please keep up to date looking at our website for information of when this site will be operational fully and we have the vaccine ready to go. And also, if you're one of those people that are eligible right now, please go ahead and check with your doctor and Beaumont Health if you're eligible in the categories to go ahead and get your vaccine today and make sure we save as many lives as possible. This is Mike Sareini of this edition of Meet Your Council.